Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is the FV207, it's the Tier 8 British SPG. This one is located on the northeast spawn of Karelia, and it's under the command of Appa561. And yes, you may have seen him very recently with a beefy replay on Airfield. Well, he's taking out the British SPG at the moment. Okay, this tank is, well, this Arty is based on the Conqueror, the A45. It's a reversed Conqueror because, of course, you're looking at the rear end of the tank, but in actual fact, you know, like a lot of British tanks, a lot of British Arty, that is, they actually reverse the vehicle, put the engine up front, and they put the crew cabin at the back. 152mm howitzer is actually the top gun, which is a 6-inch gun. Well, it's 152.4 actually. It's capable of 650 alpha, penetrating 38mm of armour. As you can see here, it's got a blast radius of 7.6 meters and a stunt duration of anywhere between 25 seconds to 12.5. Now, he has driven it to a fairly well-known Arty firing position with this set of trees here. And, oh, he's aiming at the enemy now. Okay, it's a bunch of enemy tanks turned up. And it looks like our teammates, well, I'm not sure if that was a teammate who fired that shot in, or if it may have been a fire by, yes, I think it actually was. He fired a snapshot in straight away at the enemy. He's firing his second round in now on the Super Conk. Didn't get any damage though. This Arty comes with 48 shells. That's why I know that he's fired 2 already, because he's actually only showing 46 left. Now, this Arty could have had either a 105mm gun, which is a stock gun, or it can have the 140mm, which is the 5.5-inch. That's the top gun on the Crusader SP, and he's got his first damage on the Cranbon. Or you've got the top gun, which is the 6-inch gun with 152mm, 152.4 as I said, and that's got 650 alpha. The 5.5 has only got 550 alpha, but it does fire a little faster. Okay, he's trying to get a shot on that Super Conqueror, but he keeps moving backwards and forwards, and that's the first good hit he's got for 163. So we'd expect a non-penetrating shot to be about 325 or thereabouts. He did get that round into the side of the Super Conk, but it wasn't enough to actually go through. Firing at the Cranbon, round south. Direct hit. Oh yes, he touched him. Not inappropriately, of course. Totally appropriate for him to touch him with an Arty round. Okay, the Super Conk is just rocking backwards and forwards on that spot. Tried to use that little rock there to act as cover whilst he uses his gun deployment. Our guys are being stopped at the moment. Well, our guys are stopping them coming up the South Pass. And there's a hell of a lot of enemy tanks up on the horseshoe, but they don't appear to be doing much. Okay, Super Conk, rounds out. That was another direct hit on the engine bay. 177 damage to the tracks. Now, I also like what he's doing because he's actually letting his teammates know what he's doing, when he's going to be loaded next, It's important information. You need to let your teammates know when the next shell's going to be coming in. Because, of course, they can take advantage of that. Because if they know an Arty shell is about to be fired at the enemy, then they can get their shot in directly after the Arty shell lands. And they won't get return fire from the enemy because he'll be too bothered about the shell to actually do anything about it. Okay, he's lining up a shot on the object 140. Rounds out, looks good. It is 199 this time. Again, a non-penetrating shot, but it was a direct hit. It looks like it hit the engine bay. Now, Appa has landed in a tier 10 game on this one, and he has got a platoon mate in this game as well. He's in a T-34-2, way down on the other side of the battlefield at the moment. He's just fired around ahead of his path, just wounded the Kunstpanzer, stunned him. Got a pattern on that corner. Whilst our guys are actually protecting the south pass, he can start putting these rounds in to antagonize these M48 pattern and the Kunstpanzer and try and stop them from hitting his teammates. Oh, that one fell short and hit the rock face instead, but we can see the enemy Arty is also firing in this direction. Lorraine 15551 is the enemy Arty in this game. Only one Arty either team. He's about to fire another one in. Waiting for the enemy to be spotted. Fires it in anyway. And again, it hits the rock face. Not good. I think it's just he's getting bad RNG at the moment. One of the enemy tanks has actually taken up position on the horseshoe and is trying to stop a Lion and our AMX M454 from getting up there. Meanwhile, Appa is still trying to hit that M48 pattern. That's better. That's better, much better. It actually landed where we expect the pattern to be. And the T-34-2, his platoon mate, which is Appa561, can now move up, but he's not doing so yet. Okay, he's gone down into the dip, I think, Appa561. Yep, he's moving through the dip. So at this moment, there he is, there's the Kunstpanzer. Okay, so his proximity detected him, but that means he will have been spotted as well. Kunstpanzer's pulling back because he knows he's vulnerable. Now's the time to fire. He does. Unfortunately, the Kunstpanzer pulls out the way, but of course that's good because it now means the Kunstpanzer can no longer attack our platoon mate. But there is a TNH 105-1000 a little further back. And it kind of looks like the Kunstpanzer's trying to get back there with that guy. Here he is. He's just using that rock face there. Now he can put a round on that guy. Rounds out. Now you notice he's got stun. He's got artillery warning. Oh, and the shot went in from the Tortoise. Just took that Kunstpanzer out of the game. So now we're trying to stop the M48 pattern. Standard reload for this Arty, 28.76 seconds. And we can see that Appa's got a reload time, 22.84. Nice shot. Stuns the M48. Sometimes you've just got to keep them occupied. Keep them stunned because they can't reload and they can't react fast. Okay, now we can put a round into this TNH as well. Mark the spots. Oh, we now know where the enemy Arty is. He's just a little further back on this position in the corner. There you go. Been marked. Oh, and that was a direct hit. He got a direct hit there on the TNH 105-1000. Okay, lining up the pattern for the next shot. And he can squeeze the round over this time. He's marked the target. Lets his teammate know. Round's almost about to fire. Looks good. Round's out. Well, it stunned him, but it actually went a little longer than I expected. And both tankers exchange fire. It's difficult to get a direct hit on that pattern at the moment. Rounds out. Well, he pulls back a long way, so it's almost impossible to see what he's doing. I think I'll have to take control of the camera when he fires, because he's got this habit of pulling back after he shoots, and you need to see what happens to the shell. I have the problem myself of actually hitting the middle key and coming out of aim view altogether when I don't want to. Oh, and the TNH is now one shot. Rounds out. Oh, he got some stun, but he didn't get a direct hit. Okay, we've lost sight of that guy, but I think he's still there, even though he's unspotted. If we can get the TNH out of the way, then our other teammates can move up on that corner. Okay, there's the pattern. There's the TNH. He's in sight. He's gone. Okay, now we can focus on the pattern. Okay, so we just need a good enough shot to actually wound this guy. Rounds out. It was a bit of a blown reticule, but it hit the rock face again, I'm afraid. Still having difficulty because they're still exchanging fire every now and then. Just need one solid hit. Okay, now will be the good time. He's forced back. Oh, kill shot! Wonderful! He did exactly right. He fired at the moment when our teammate or platoon mate actually backed him off. And he pulled back right into the shell, and he gets a kill out of it. Okay, now we've got an Udes, and he's gone. That's good news. So we're up by 7 tanks now on the enemy. Superconk, this is the same guy that we fired at before. The shell fell short this time, though. This is looking very good. Our platoon mate is now encountering an M103, but he is badly damaged. And we might be able to get a kill shot. No, we won't, because Appa561 took the kill. And now it's just the enemy. Oh, the enemy Arty's been killed. And he was in that corner, just like I thought he was, because his wreck's over there at the moment. I can show you that. There is his wreck. He gave his position away when we saw the tracer coming from his howitzer. Went straight past that spot, past the platoon mates. There's only one enemy left. It's the Wizzy 111 GFT. I don't know where he is at the moment. He's not where he was last seen. He should be somewhere down in this corner. Oh, there he is, behind the rock face. Now, can he get it? Oh, we fired prematurely there. But he did get some stun assist because the shell landed nearby him. And yes, he's getting stun assist off these shots. So we'll get the value for it. And he got the final shot value as well. Game over. Here's the end of battle stats. That was an ace tanker game for Appa561 in the FV207. He managed to get a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, he managed to get 9 in that one. And he also got a Confederate as well for hitting more of the enemy than anyone else on his team. At least 6 tanks subsequently taken out by teammates. In fact, the only kill he got in the game was that M48 pattern, the one that was giving him so much trouble trying to kill. And thanks to his teammate, Appa561, who actually spooked the guy and made him withdraw and pull back just at the moment that Appa's shell was inbound, and that got him the kill. 2,295 is the win rate, which is very good indeed. Let's have a look at team score. When he didn't get the highest damage in the game, that went to the AMX M454, got 4,595 hit points. Second highest scorer was the Tortoise with 3,504 hit points. And the third highest damage was the Udes on the enemy team, who managed to get 3,394. And we can see that Appa managed to get 1,765, which puts him a little way down the table, because there's 4 members of the enemy team who are ahead of him and 5 members on his own team, which puts him in 10th place on damage. When it came to kills, though, it was the Tortoise who did the best with 5 kills. 4 kills went to the AMX M454, and 2 kills went to the T103 on his own team. Nobody on the enemy team managed to get more than 1 kill. And when it came to, Appa did get 1 kill. And when it came to base XP, this is where it gets interesting, because the T-34-2, his platoon mate, Appa561, managed to get the highest base in the game. He got 1,208, and I suspect that was mainly down to the fact that he was doing spotting. Yes, he was doing spotting. 1,931 hit points for spotting assist in the game. A win rate of 4,089, which is Super Unicum standard. And yes, he managed to get 1,208 base from the game, whereas Appa managed to get 1,093 in second place, and the AMX M454 came in third at 1,066, and they were the only 3 players who managed to get over 1,000 base in the game. It did help, actually, that Appa and Appa561 were both tier 8s, so they were actually earning more XP, or 10% extra for each tier that they were, higher tier that they were hitting. So it boosted their score up, that they were hitting higher tier opponents and taking them out. The M48 pattern that Appa actually killed was a tier 9. So yes, he got much more XP from that one than he normally would. So let's have a look at detail. 23 shots fired. That's a huge amount of ammunition. Most of the shots at the start of the game were actually on that south pass, on just suppressing the enemy and keeping them back. But after he switched to helping his teammates over on the other side of the map, then it became vital for him to keep those enemy tanks suppressed. The Kunstpanzer, who then got spooked and pulled back and eventually got taken out. And then, of course, the M48 pattern, and then also that TNH 105-1000 who was in the background. So he got 23 shots fired, 8 direct hits on the enemy, none of them penetrated, but he did get 20 splash. Damage of 1,765 hit points, all of it at more than 300 meters. He damaged 7 of the enemy, killed 1, so that's where the Confederates started. And 2,669 hit points of stun assist off 19 stuns. He earned 50,276 credits on a premium account for the battle, and after ammunition resupply took away 22,216 credits profit. 1,639 XP for the battle, and there was no multipliers because, of course, this wasn't the first game of the day. He had actually played some games already, but that's the XP that he took away, 1,639, and he says, oh wow, I've actually aced it again. Yes, sometimes you do keep acing the same vehicle if you get good at it, and even though it's only got a 152.4mm gun, or howitzer, the 6-inch howitzer, it's actually quite an effective arty for the sheer fire rate that it puts out. It doesn't get a whole lot of damage. It's only 650, which is basically similar to what you get from a 155mm howitzer, like the Lorraine for that matter, the Lorraine 155-51 that he was up against in this game. But it is very effective on the sheer weight of fire that you can lay down on the enemy, and very accurately as well. I hope you enjoyed that replay. If you did, please give the video a like, do subscribe to our channel, leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm, and thank you for watching.